Thank you very much for joining me. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. I want to compare the European and the American model for the chances of development, but not just look at that, also look at what's going on in the environment. I don't just look at models, they could be very off. I want to show you how they tie into what I'm seeing in the environment. This is what's going on. Here we are in the Caribbean, and we're starting to see some signs that the hurricane season is going to get more active, which we know it is, especially as we get into the month of August. But we've got a couple tropical waves sliding by. Now, these first two, you see these blobs right here, and even potentially that third one right there, not really expecting any development out of these. They will bring us some rain at times, and I'll be tracking that. But what these are doing is they are really plowing through, moving through the dry air. So the dry air is preventing them from developing, which is good. But with that said, it's kind of pushing away some of the dry air. It's overall, both of these are adding moisture to the environment. That'll make it more conducive for the waves behind those to eventually develop. So sometimes the first couple tropical waves that are strong add that moisture to the atmosphere, they change the pattern, and then the tropical waves behind it could develop. So let's get into that right away. Don't want to waste any of your time. Here we are in the Caribbean. You see Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados right here. Area of high pressure, always watching that. If it's super strong, that could drive some stuff into the Caribbean. If it's weaker or moves away, that could allow stuff to make more of a curl. Now let's just go out in time here. This is the coast of Africa. The green would be some of the rain. So going pretty far out in time here, at least into the upcoming weekend, and as we work our way into early next week. Let me stop it here. So this, again, this is days away. It's going to change some, but the European model is showing some signs of development. It's showing this area of rain right here. Here's an area of high pressure. There it is, the Bermuda High just to the north. So that would keep whatever this is working its way off to the west. It is not showing at this point, though, it becoming a tropical storm or a hurricane. But you can see right here, definitely picking up on something. And you see it right there, just kind of feeding in. So let me take you out in time further. This is a week from now, 1 week from now. So again, clearly there'll be some changes, but it's showing some sort of disturbance near the northeastern Caribbean. And with that said, the area of high pressure slides off a little bit. That's why this may curl up a little bit. So at this point, area of high pressure moves away. There seems to be some sort of front from Canada back through the eastern U.S. That could allow whatever this is to either kind of curl up here or just still move to the west, kind of a wait and see. It's a week from now, but just want to show you some of the environmental conditions that I'm tracking. And then whatever this is, the European model has been hinting at it developing into a tropical storm. This would be about a week and a half from now as we work our way into next Friday and Saturday. You can see some sort of system in here near Jamaica or Cuba or Haiti or the Bahamas. But we'll see how the environment is. It may draw its way up here or it may kind of work its way back toward the Gulf, and then watching these additional tropical waves. Now, the European model I showed you yesterday was not showing a tropical storm. Now, a week and a half from now, it is. And we'll see what it does tomorrow. On the flip side, the American model, which is this, and which did a good job with Beryl, was showing a little development yesterday. Now it's not showing a whole lot. So they go back and forth. We're talking about a week, week and a half out in time, but both have been at least seeing something. Let me just tick through here, get you into the weekend. As we work our way into early next week, I never want to lose sight on what's going on close to home. Still, by the time we get into early next week, watching this extra moisture near the Cayman Islands, Jamaica, Belize, Honduras, just to see if we see any development. More likely on the eastern Pacific side, there would be some development. But now the European model, you could see the open waters of the Atlantic just going through a week and a half from now, not showing development. It is showing some increased rain, though, around Puerto Rico, Haiti. That could be the same tropical wave that the European model is watching. So this here, and you can see some extra moisture in the Gulf. The American model at this point is not showing development, but it was showing some signs of stuff yesterday. And the European model is now showing the possibility of a developing tropical storm. Well, what's going on is, as I mentioned, the atmosphere is so dry, but it's starting we're starting to get a little more moisture out there. So whatever this is, whatever this kind of tropical wave is, will head our way and it will enter very warm water. That's one of the ingredients. You need the moisture in the atmosphere water, and you need the very warm water. The water temperatures you see over toward parts of Antigua, Barbuda, Anguilla running around 30 degrees Celsius or about 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Of course, conducive this time of year for development. The water's always going to be warm, but the bigger issue is how warm or how deep the warm water is. Those are the very warm pockets, those hot pockets that these systems, if they go over, they can flare up. So if any strong tropical wave goes into the Caribbean, if there's not a lot of wind shear, it would just feed off of these warm pockets of deep warm water. Those are kind of like fuel pockets for these systems. So if we get a system approaching the northeastern Caribbean, even if it's not a named system, there is a chance if it stays over water that it could develop, just because the water temperatures are warm and the warm water goes pretty far down. That adds a lot of fuel to it. Plus, climatologically, we're getting into the busy time of the hurricane season. August, September, and October, 84% of all named systems happen in those 3 months. So we haven't really gotten started with the hurricane season. Unfortunately, we had such a devastating hurricane in Beryl. Of course, there was Alberto that rolled into Mexico, and Chris briefly formed, also rolling into Mexico. Right now, no signs of development close to home, but we are going to see the moisture building in the Western Caribbean. Plus, we've had some showers passing by St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We've had some near the ABC Islands, near Trinidad and Tobago. So a little impulse, some scattered showers will still be possible. Watching that, this is today as we hit the afternoon. Watching Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama, still some extra rain. Spotty Haiti and the Dominican Republic, and anywhere from Anguilla south, Dominica, over toward Grenada, we could get a little rain. And occasionally we get these resurgences. You see, by tomorrow, we could get some more showers and storms possible over toward St. Vincent and the Grenadines, near St. Lucia, down through Trinidad and Tobago. A little impulse there. And there's still some of the rain. Look at it building near Honduras and Nicaragua. Not for all of us in Honduras or Nicaragua, but there will be some of that moisture kind of lifting from Costa Rica into Panama. And then as we work our way into Friday, a lot of moisture building here, but it's a little more likely that some of this moisture will kind of feed over toward the eastern Pacific side. Something could develop there. Elsewhere, as we work our way into Friday afternoon, you see the Bahamas, central Bahamas especially, chance of some scattered showers. Seas are going to be a little more elevated. We've been highlighting this, picking up all right on track. Here we are in the Eastern Caribbean. The Atlantic waters will be a bit choppier, a bit higher over the next couple days, watching that chop Central and Western Caribbean. So this is as we go through the day today into tomorrow, just kind of that flow with the swells that will be working in. This here is our Thursday. As we get into a Friday, see some choppy seas at times. Nothing incredibly crazy. We don't have a hurricane or tropical storm out there. Gulf of Mexico looking good. Much of the Bahamas, the seas aren't bad this year by the time we get into Saturday. So as we get into the weekend, just watching that chop as we get toward the Caribbean. As far as the rain totals go, spotty. See, Cuba's a good example of that. Some of us, not a whole lot, but if we get a thunderstorm or a couple of those, we could get 75 millimeters of rain or 3 inches of rain. Passing shower storm for us in Jamaica, Cayman Islands, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic. Get back toward Puerto Rico and the U.S. and British Virgin Islands, hit or miss. Not much though. Martinique, Montserrat, St. Kitts and Nevis, it would be an isolated shower. But this is that pocket that's a little bit more active near Trinidad and Tobago, where over the next 3 days, we could get 75 millimeters to 100 millimeters of rain or 3 to 4 inches of rain in some locations. And we may catch some of this near St. Lucia, Barbados, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Grenada, northeastern sections of Venezuela too. And Guyana, seeing a better chance of rain and higher totals, not quite as much as we work our way towards Suriname. But there's that rain, Costa Rica, Panama, where we could get some totals over the next 3 days of 150 millimeters of rain or 6 inches of rain. We've had some issues with some landslides, parts of Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, and some of this will lift its way up toward parts of Honduras, and of course watching our islands in the Caribbean, San Andres, Providencia, for example. And there's that surge of moisture we've been seeing near Louisiana, Texas, much of Mexico too. Not so much the Yucatan, but much of Mexico, seeing the rain and storms. Lots of clouds from New England trying to move toward the Atlantic region of Canada. There are those showers, spotty showers, could even get some thunderstorms. Some could be strong as we get over toward Quebec as we work our way into our Thursday tomorrow. Once again, a lot of clouds around for most of us with those scattered showers as we work our way into our Thursday. We'll have some of those areas of rain. Then as we go from Thursday into Friday, seeing these scattered showers, especially over toward Newfoundland by early on Friday, wet at times as we go throughout the day as this system tries to depart. So Jamaica, rain chance not super high today. We're going to be really hot. Isolated showers and storms, 40% chance tomorrow. Could get a couple showers and storms possible around the Cayman Islands. Trinidad and Tobago, though, at times we're going to see some rain. We could be dry for a good portion of the day and then get a few scattered showers. I showed you in the model how we get these little impulses of some moisture moving in. That includes Barbados every now and then, and over toward St. Lucia, we'll have about a 30% chance of rain. Little higher today, though, in Grenada with some scattered showers and storms. Same thing, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. At times, it will be active. But as we lift to the north, not as much. Very isolated. Martinique, isolated shower storm as we get toward Dominica. Rain chance at about 30%, 30 to 40% chance in Guadeloupe. And the rain chance stays pretty small. Antigua and Barbuda all on track. 20 to 30% chance St. Kitts, Nevis, and Montserrat. But I am watching that tropical wave that'll come off the coast of Africa to see how much it wants to develop over the next week or week and a half. In Anguilla, St. Bart's, rain chance 20 to 30% chance, 20% chance St. Martin, Saba, Statia, 40% chance of a couple thunderstorms today in Puerto Rico, 20 to 30% chance U.S. and British Virgin Islands, 30 to 40% chance in the Bahamas, a little bit higher as we get toward Friday, especially in our central and southern Bahamas. Turks and Caicos, 20 to 30% chance. Isolated thunderstorms possible in the Dominican Republic. Hit or miss one. We could get a couple as we work our way toward Haiti. Belize, rain chance 30% today, but picking up to a 50% chance for tomorrow and again on Friday. Some of the moisture from the south tries to lift to the north. Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire, we've got a chance with some of the active weather near Trinidad. Some of it may try to hang together at times to give us a few showers. Guyana, rain chance staying elevated. Watching out for some flooding. Not quite as high, though, as we get into Suriname, 40, about a 50% chance. 40 to 50% chance of some afternoon storms as we work our way toward Cuba, Costa Rica, and Panama. I mentioned the higher totals and the possibility of some of the flooding. We'll watch some of that rain lifting up to the north through Nicaragua. And there's that rain chance tomorrow and Friday in Honduras, up to a 50% chance, especially in our eastern zones. Guatemala and El Salvador are picking up tomorrow and on Friday, and the rain chance staying high in Mexico City. 30 to 40% chance across the Yucatan Peninsula, 30% chance in northern Colombia, and a 30 to 40% chance in northern Venezuela. We get back toward Bermuda, mainly dry conditions, good deal of sunshine around. So stronger tropical waves coming off the coast of Africa. That's going to add that moisture to the atmosphere. That'll make things more conducive for some development. So we'll be watching that, especially as we work our way over the next few days into next week. And the busiest time of the year is ahead, August, September, and October. So watching it carefully, seeing how that environment gets a little more moisture with it, and then I'll be watching those tropical waves headed in the general direction of the Caribbean. Thank you for being with me, and have a good rest of your day.